Hello, my friends, and welcome to another devotional connection. I was sitting here looking at a scripture in Nehemiah chapter 2, verses 11 through 18, where the Israelites and Nehemiah began to rebuild the city walls of Jerusalem. And I began to think about the courage that it takes to begin something. Sometimes the first step in doing anything can be the hardest. We're afraid. We get caught up in trying not to fail. We get caught up in trying to make it perfect. We're afraid of looking stupid, making the wrong move, making a mistake. It takes courage to begin, whether it's returning to school, starting foster care classes, sharing the gospel with that one person in your life. Beginning always takes courage. And courage is exactly what we see in Nehemiah and the rest of the people of Jerusalem, who would rally around him and rally with him to rebuild the city's walls. Once Nehemiah finished his reconnaissance mission to learn the lay of the land, and he saw what bad shape the city was in, Nehemiah gathered the rest of the people of Jerusalem and shared his vision with them. Nehemiah 2:17 says, "Come, let us rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, and we will no longer be in disgrace." More importantly, Nehemiah told them that all that God had already done for him, ensuring that this wasn't some harebrained idea from a Persian official. He told them and gave them testimony to God's favor of the people of Jerusalem, providing them the courage they needed to start this monumental task. They replied, after hearing this man lay out the vision that God laid on him, they replied, "Let us start building." Verse 18 says, "So they began this good work." Sometimes in our lives we will be like Nehemiah, called by God to lead for him in a certain area. Probably in our family, sometimes at our jobs. Other times we'll be like the rest of the people in Jerusalem, called by God to follow someone as they lead out in a way that God has called them to. At all times, though, God calls us to trust him and go courageously wherever he leads. We all have areas where we need to have more courage. Sometimes it's as simple as beginning, taking the hardest step. Never be afraid to make a mistake. Never be afraid to fail. You can always go back, take a look at what you learned, and reroute the ship. But when God says move, we move. Take courage in his words, his strength, and where he's leading you. Talk to you again soon.